To our next demo of RustPoint in our series, where we're building a working backend bit by bit, iteration by iteration. In our last video, we showed how you can apply logic when adding a stock into a portfolio, and this gave a little example. This time we're going to show you a little example of how to use response overrides. Right now, when I come in and I do a get on best stock, we saw before that we get the whole payload of the stock. Let's say just for best stock, I wanted to customize that format because of maybe a different version or I need to support, but my requirement is I want to return back a JSON object, let's say for example, that has the name, and we'll say object.name and the ticker. That's all we want. And so for the purpose of this is just to show that we can customize the output. So you'll see now, so whenever we call get best stock, this is what we will get returned. Data, and then we get name and ticker. Now we do have a test button here. Now if I give a ticker symbol of, this is where I can enter an example, and I can say Amazon, and I can say just to give it a little test, and you'll see that I get my name and Amazon. So let's make sure we save that, and let's go and deploy our next iteration where we have a specialized output format for best stock. So I'm going to deploy our next and sixth iteration where we overrode the output for best stock. And I'm going to deploy this. Again, I'm just going to grab the endpoint key of the new prototype. There we go. Yeah, and as I said before, all of these previous iterations are all still alive and well for you to discuss with your users. So let's grab this, and I'm going to come back to my authorization, put in the new endpoint key, and now when I call best stock, you'll see, whoops, let's get rid of this body. That's kind of a funny thing that happens with Postman. So if I do a get, you'll see there's my response, data, the name, and the ticker symbol. So this is the customized format that we want, that we have configured. So if I come back to my override, this means that you're not stuck with our default output JSON format. You can customize this to any format you would like. Maybe you do have data or response as your default payload, but this gives you an option of how to override it. And that concludes our next demo where we wanted to just show you how to use response overrides. Thank you.